Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and what a video we have today. I thought I wanted to do something a little bit different. So we're going to talk about my classic handbags. That's right, I am going to hand pick 6 handbags that I feel are the most timeless, are the most classic, are probably the best bags to have in a handbag collection. And I have to be honest with you, these handbags I very rarely sell. Actually, I don't sell these type of handbags. So stay tuned, grab a cup of coffee. It shouldn't be too long, but we'll see how we go, hey? Let's get right into the very first bag. Okay, the first bag I want to talk about is going to be no surprise to you guys. It is the trendy. That's right. I even have another one. Oh, you can't actually see it, it's off screen. But I do have a pearl white one as well. But I just picked these 3 because I felt that these were the most neutral and the most versatile. The one I want to talk about is the black. Now, the Trendy CC is becoming a real classic if it already isn't one. I think this style has actually been around for longer than we think. I think it's had a revamp in recent years, but I've actually seen like a really old version of this that looks very, very similar, slightly different in size. But this handbag, guys, I've got the strap tucked in, is an absolute classic. It is so classy, so timeless, and I'll be saying this a lot throughout this video, so apologies. But I just love this style because it is just super elegant. It's closed, the mess is out of the way. It's structured, but it's not too hard, and I absolutely love it. I personally love the larger quilts, but the smaller quilts are okay as well. I find the larger quilts a little bit more timeless. I tend to deter away from the smaller quilts because I feel like sometimes it can look a little bit messy. Is it just me? Is that how I feel about it? Like the classic flap and all the quilting on Chanel bags, I just feel like it's overdone. We've been there, we've done that. It's, you know, it was around in the 70s. Let's move on, let's do something else. And I really feel like the larger quilts is it. I absolutely love the larger quilts. I think even in a plain, if it didn't have any quilts, I think it'd still be a beautiful bag. This one has the iconic Chanel bar at the top, which is gorgeous, which really adds something, I think, and the black and gold really makes this a real luxury piece, and very rich, wealthy looking. So this is definitely one of my top contenders for a classic handbag. I think if you get this in a neutral color, it doesn't have to be black. You can get it in a tan or a nude or a cream or something like that. I think it would go a really long way in a wardrobe. I've had mine for quite a few years, and I've had some, like my tan pinky colored one, this one. This is probably one of the oldest bags in my collection. And yes, some of the corners are a little bit scuffed, but I still feel like it is keeping so well. But you can see what I mean there about the quilts. I really love the larger quilts. I think the larger quilts are it. The smaller quilts to me, they give me old lady vibes. I'm not gonna lie, they give me old lady vibes, and I think you have to be really careful with Chanel bags because it has an old lady feel about it anyway, with the tweed and everything. So I think you've got to pick wisely. So there you go. My first pick is the Trendy CC. Okay, the next handbag I'm choosing for my classic wardrobe is the Capucines. That's right. I know there's a lot of black guys. Apologies. I didn't realize that when I was wearing this top. Maybe I should change. But this one is in the PM size. I had to think about that. So this is a slightly larger size. They come in so many sizes, guys, the Capucines, that I absolutely love the versatility of these. This is a larger size that I use like a work bag, which is a perfect work bag size, but it also comes in the BB, which I think the BB personally is a really great everyday size, the perfect everyday size. This one is in the opal, really special. But what I love so much about these bags is the fact that they are so timeless and simple looking. You know, they have a really, I'm gonna put the heavy one down, but they have a really simple front with a beautiful grain leather. So I don't know if you guys can see that. The grain leather is just beautiful. I probably wouldn't go a color if this was going to be part of your timeless wardrobe, unless it's a color that you wear all the time throughout your whole entire life. So what I mean is, some people wear reds, some people wear greens, and they just always wear greens and they love greens. Go for it. Buy a green bag, no problem. But if you are, I guess, curating your bags and you really want them to be timeless, and you are a very similar dresser to me, as in, yeah, you like fashion trends, but basically you dress in a classic fashion, in classic colors and neutrals, then I would go for a neutral. Now, you can still buy a color in a neutral. So what I mean by that is, yes, black, white, creams, they're all neutrals, but tan is also a color that you can add into a wardrobe that is still a neutral color. Navy is also a neutral color, and even maroon, like a dark burgundy color, is considered a neutral. I also think army green is a neutral because it acts very similar to those other colors, as in navy, maroon, burgundy. So I think that is also a great choice. So what I love so much about this bag is that this bag can be worn in the 50s, the 1950s, with a basic top handle, and it would still look appropriate, and it can even be worn today and still look appropriate. That's when you know you have a classic, timeless, elegant handbag. Now, classic and elegant are two very different things, so we might touch base on that a little bit later on, because I do have some classic bags that I'm not going to add into this range, but I am going to still show you that I feel are not elegant, even though they're classics. Okay, so I would definitely recommend the Capucines. This is why I have so many of these bags. I have them in bright colors, I have them in neutrals, I have them in large, I have them in minis. I have them in so many different ranges because I find that they just work with everything. I have a little bit of fun with the color. As you can see, there's like an orangey yellow one there. And I do that because I'm just having a little bit of fun. You know, I have a lot of neutral bags, so sometimes I like to add a little bit of color and pop of color in my wardrobe. But you can definitely won't go wrong if you stick to something neutral in this style. I actually saw this in a tan color recently, and it was like a terracotta tan color. It wasn't a normal tan color, and I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. And I was like, oh my god, I've got so many tan bags, can I justify getting another one? And at that time I was like, no, you know what, I'm not gonna do it, because I tend to grab other tan bags, and I thought, if I get this, am I gonna grab that or the other tan bag? It's always the dilemma I face. But yes, definitely recommend the Capucines in multiple, not any color, but any neutral color will definitely work. And it's one of these bags to me that isn't completely in your face. I know this one has a logo and it's an opal, but just, you know, if you think about the black, I don't find that the logo is very in your face, even though it's an LV logo. I find the logo branding quite subtle, and I find that the shape of the bag and the leather really speaks volumes and just looks like a quality bag. I've had this bag for so many years and it hasn't warped, it hasn't changed shape. I mean, I also look after my bags and I don't stuff the hell out of them. So that's something to consider as well. Because I have seen people that do stuff these, or just, you know, sit on them or push them behind a seat, and when they're, you know, out to brunch, and they get really squashed and they look terrible. But I really look after mine. I always put it on a flat surface, and I don't stuff it to hell. Sometimes I do if I've got a drink bottle, but that's a rare occasion, and I try not to do that every single day. So my bags keep really, really well. They don't look a centimetre out of shape. This one doesn't even have one scuff mark on it. Is that a scuff mark? No. So it's not one scuff mark. And also the python handle is like Looks like I haven't even worn it, which is crazy because I've worn this one quite a bit. But there you go. Second recommendation, the Capucines by Louis Vuitton. Okay, next bag we've got is the Mini Kelly. I have 3 Mini Kellys, and I'll have to be honest with you, I don't think I'm finished. I don't think I'm finished with this bag. I find this bag so timeless and elegant. Of course, I've got it in a pop of color for something fun, but if you stay to a neutral color scheme like the black or like the tan, this has got the contrast stitching, I think you cannot go wrong. The black is so elegant. I love the fact that there isn't really big glary logos on this. It's a real simple, very simple structured bag. So if you stay to a neutral color palette like these two or something similar, I think that these would definitely work. They are a small bag. I do have to warn you guys, they probably look quite large on screen, but if I pull it back, you can kind of see it's a mini bag. It's like larger than a wallet, but just larger than a wallet. I love how versatile these are. The fact that you can take them out to dinner as a little handheld, or you can put a strap on and, you know, wear it crossbody or on the shoulder, I think is great. I do have the strap on, particularly when I'm out and about, because I like to put it crossbody. I also like to put it across the chair when I'm out to dinner or out to lunch. So I tend to wear it with the strap on. I don't know if you know this, guys, but I always tuck the straps in or remove the straps when I put them on the shelf. I find that because I have so many bags, they tend to all pull down if the straps are left on, and straps go underneath other bags, and you pull one bag and 3 bags fall down, and it's just like a big domino effect. So I always tuck my straps in. I find these 2 colors super versatile. They do 2 different things in my wardrobe. Whenever I'm going out to dinner, or I'm going somewhere classy, or, you know, maybe it's winter or I'm wearing a lot of dark outfits, I tend to grab the black. This is the perfect dinner date night bag. And then I always pack this beautiful tan one, or I should say gold one, when I go traveling. If I'm going to the beach, if I'm going on holidays, if I'm traveling around, I always take a Mini Kelly with me, whether it's black or whether it's tan, or even sometimes when I go to Sydney, I take the pink one, the fuchsia colored one. And if I can be honest, that and the black are the 2 most worn ones. I can't decide which one I wear more. Maybe the pink. I tend to love the pop of color. So, but you know, if you're looking at a capsule wardrobe, then any of these 2 colors would be amazing. It depends on how you dress as well. If you wear a lot of light colors, a lot of creams, a lot of tans, that kind of thing, maybe the tan is going to be more useful. But if you don't and you wear a lot of dark colors, maybe the black. Definitely, I love the style of these. To me, they're just really simple. The logo is not prominent at the front at all. Yeah, there's a couple of little branding bits on the metal, but that's kind of it, which is sort of what I love about these bags. They're really super subtle in their branding. Okay, the next bag is the Fendi Peekaboo. Now, I have to put a nod to this style, the braided style. There is something so timeless about this style that I had to mention this. I find that this bag can suit being in the 70s, in the 50s, 10 years ago, now. I think this is a really beautiful style. I can't even decide if I prefer this to the normal peekaboo. I don't have a normal peekaboo. I've got the peekaboo in the print back there, which is a little bit different, but there's something about this one with the braided that I just think is super timeless, which is why I struggle to get rid of this. I don't wear this bag that often, but I just struggle to sell it because I think that it's so timeless. I'm definitely going to use it, you know. So I absolutely love this style. I think it is very elegant as well. The fact that it has that top handle that you can just put in the crook of your arm, I think is amazing. This one's in a navy blue, and I think that this still works as a timeless bag. I think navy is definitely a classic color. The fact that this has the beautiful gold hardware as well just really adds something to this gold. If you can imagine this in black as well, I think it would be amazing. But I definitely wanted to add this bag into this list because I really feel like it doesn't sort of get the attention that it should. The peekaboo, yes, the peekaboo is really popular, but I feel like other bags are more popular. But I do think that the peekaboo is a very similar style to the capucines, particularly not the braided one, the normal leather one. I feel like they're very, very similar. So, yeah, and I would go the classic peekaboo. I wouldn't go the essentially one. I think the essentially is a little bit modern. So just the classic shape, like this shape, either in the braided or the non-braided. The braided can be a little bit much, but I feel like it gives this relaxed holiday vibe to an outfit. It kind of screams holidays on a yacht, walking through markets in Santorini, going to the French Riviera, you know, things like that. To me, it just screams this kind of braided casual look. Anyway, I thought I would mention it. You guys may not agree with me. I just have to kind of speak my mind here. But I've been thinking this for a really long time, and this is why I struggle. This is probably the only bag in my collection that I really struggle with selling. As in, the only bag that I've considered selling because I don't wear it, but yet I can't sell it because it's a classic. You know, I even sell my classic flaps, but I don't sell this. Weird, right? Okay, next bag is a really popular one, and we all know why it's really popular. It's the Cassandra YSL Cassandra, I should say. This bag is so timeless and elegant. Like I say with the other bags, you can put this bag in the 1950s and it would still not look out of place. I absolutely love this smooth leather. I think the smooth leather makes this bag timeless. I had this in the pebbled leather, in an off-white cream color, and I didn't feel like it had the same effect. I actually didn't wear that bag very much, and it didn't look as timeless. So I think the finish is really important. I'm also considering one of these I've seen it in a grey and a suede. Suede here and leather here, smooth leather. And I think that would be amazing too. I just want to try a bit of a variation on this bag because I love it so much. So yes, really think about your finishes. I mean, for the fact that I've worn this bag to death, I cannot see a mark on it. I mean, what the hell, Naomi? I've done a really good job of taking care of these bags. They just look brand new. But I love this black one. I love this leather, the smooth leather. I love the fact that it's got the gold hardware. It's got a top handle. It's got a massive pocket at the back as well as a strap. I just think this bag just screams elegance, particularly when it's worn in the crook of the arm. There's something about that is so 1950s. But I just adore this bag, and I thought it was definitely worth a mention because you got to find the right bag for you. So if the trendy's not right for you, this could be right for you. I feel like the trendy can have old lady vibes because of the link with Chanel, whereas this doesn't have any old lady vibes. I think this looks modern, it looks chic, yet if you are a mature woman, this still would work and look amazing. There's not a lot of bags that you can put on nearly any age adult woman and it still look amazing. This is definitely one of them. So high points for this bag, guys. And if you guys have been thinking about this bag, I really didn't like the clasp when I first got it, but I had it on the pebbled leather, the white version, antique white, whatever it's called, and I didn't like that closure. But on this bag, it doesn't worry me at all. It's weird, right? It's the exact same closure. Maybe because the bag just works so well with everything that I'm okay to put up with a closure that's a little bit faffy. This one has the burgundy lining on the inside, which to me is amazing because we all know, guys, when a bag has black lining, guess what happens? You cannot find a goddamn thing. You can't find a pen, you can't find your wallet, you can't find your keys, you cannot find anything. So I really like light linings. And I also, if the bag is a little bit larger, I also buy inserts that are lighter so that I can always see, you know, and it just makes life easy, which is great. So yes, definitely recommend. This is in my top bags to purchase if you don't already have one. These also come in a smaller size. So this is, I believe, the larger size out of the two. And then there's like a smaller one. So if you like smaller bags or more sort of mini bags, you could definitely find it in the smaller version. I've been thinking about considering the smaller version, but I just think this is such a perfect size. Like, look at it back on me. Such a perfect size that I feel like if I go small, I'm just not gonna be able to fit as much. But anyway, classy woman boss vibes. Also going to brunch, also going out to dinner. I mean, this bag I think has it all. It's a little bit corporate-y just because of the structure and the briefcase vibes that it has. So it is more, I think, suited to workwear, but I just still think it is a beautiful handbag. And I've seen girls wear this with a tracksuit and it looks so good. Okay, the very last bag that I have in this little collection is going to surprise you guys because you're going to be thinking, wait, what about the blah, blah, blah? And what about the blah, blah, blah? And what about the blah, blah, blah? And I'm going to talk about those after I talk about this bag. Is the Kelly 32. It doesn't have to be a 32. Ignore my little charm on it. But this is my Kelly 32 in the burgundy color. The reason why you can see lumps is because this bag I'm wearing right now, I pulled it out the other day and went, oh my God, I've forgotten how much I love this bag. This bag is so classy. The way this looks, you can sort of tell by all the bags that I've shown you, they have a very similar look about them. And they have subtle branding, apart from the YSL and the last one. But they do have subtle branding. They've got beautiful leather, they've got a flap, they've got a top handle. They've got certain things that make this a classy, timeless handbag. This leather is gorgeous. I absolutely love this color as well. So this is, to me, considered a neutral because burgundy sort of sits in the category of navy, and I think that they still work really well. I think if you had a neutral outfit, it would still work. This one is probably larger than what most people would have. When I ordered this, I loved big handbags, and I do still have a need for big handbags, particularly if I'm having a full day out and about and I've got things to cart around, drink bottle, food, snacks, etc. The big handbag really does help. This one was a custom order, so it has pink lining, which I absolutely love. It is full, guys. I had to go to buy paints and stuff for renovating yesterday, and I used this bag. Who would have thought? Who goes to a hardware store with an Hermes Kelly 32? Me. That's who does that. So I'm not going to show you too much of my messy interior, but the inside is a gorgeous pink, and it also has the rose gold hardware on the outside as well. which is a really, really subtle difference, I think. I think this in the gold hardware would have been beautiful too, but the pink tones of the rose gold I thought would be really nice with burgundy. And I was right, it is beautiful. I find the Kelly bags, any Kelly bag, to be super stylish. Even if it's in the Cellier, even if it's in a box leather, even if it's in an Epsom, whatever it is in, I think the style is super elegant. I first fell in love with this bag when I saw Grace Kelly carrying it around, covering her baby bump. To me, that just screamed elegance. And the fact that they are still around today, the style is pretty much the same, and it still works. And when I wear this bag, I feel super elegant. I just feel put together, even if it's not completely like clasped and tucked in, which, you know, I don't do that very often, you know, sort of like put all the straps on and do all that stuff. Just leaving it a little bit unhinged, I still think it is still a beautiful bag. I do have an insert for this. I don't know where it's gone. I've put it obviously in another bag, so I need to find that, because like it's starting to bulge and I've only used it for a few days, so I will definitely have to find that insert and put it back in. But there you go, guys. This is the last bag that I would recommend. Now, I know what you're saying. What about the Chanel Classic Flap? I thought long and hard about this bag. You guys know I'm not a big fan of the Classic Flap. You guys know that I've owned many of them in the past. I've tried to push through, and you know what, at the end of the day, I thought this bag is just not for me. The quilting of the Classic Flap really gives that style bag a really old lady vibe. I find that when things are timeless, they can be worn on a young person, they can be worn on a mature person, and they're still gonna look amazing. I find that the Classic Flap can look old on a young person. And for me, that's not a classic bag. I know that that bag has been around for, you know, 50 years or whatever. I know that it has stood the test of time, and I know that it's a classic for a lot of people. For me, I just feel like it didn't tick all the boxes. It also doesn't have a top handle, but I just felt like the old lady vibes were really real with that bag, and I just didn't feel like that made the cut. The other bag I want to talk about is the Hermès Birkin. Now, you guys know, if you've been around my channel for a long time, that I adore this bag, these bags. This is the 30, this is the 25. I'm gonna hold the 25 because it's lighter. This one's in the Epsom leather, and I think it's called Mauve Sylvester with palladium hardware. Guys, I love the Birkin. This is probably one of my most worn styles in my collection. I wear it regularly on a weekly basis, different colors. I have a really big range, and I'm not prepared to stop anytime soon. However, and I will say however, I don't feel like this is a timeless bag. And the big reason for this is because I don't feel like it's an elegant bag. I find that this bag is super cool. I do find that it's a classic because it's been around for so long, but I don't find that it is elegant. I find that it is a little bit more casual than the Kelly. I find that it's got relaxed vibes about it. I find that it's maybe a little bit more untidy looking. You know, there are two handles. It's constantly open. There's this, you know, weird flap that looks like no other flap ever, that no one ever uses. There are a lot of things about the Birkin that I do love, but there's also a lot of things that I feel that it misses the mark as a timeless, elegant bag. Now, in saying all this, if you've dreamt of always owning one and you absolutely love the style, just like I do, by all means, go buy one. You're probably going to use it forever. It'll probably be amazing. I just didn't feel like it had the level of elegance that the Kelly had. And when I looked at previous photos, I just thought, wow, that Kelly bag It is just super elegant, timeless, etc. This one's a great handbag, don't get me wrong. And what's weird is that I wear the Birkin way more than the Kelly. You know, so I'm a lover of the Birkin. So I'm not dissing it in any way, shape or form. I just look at bags holistically and I step back from how I feel about them personally and go, you know what? This to me is not an elegant style. It's super cool. It's got relaxed vibes. It's, you know, it has an edginess about it that gives you something to an outfit, which is why people love it so much. Like, all that stuff is great. But I don't feel like it is an elegant handbag. Correct me if I'm wrong. Come for me in the comments if you want to. I'm just voicing my opinion, and I do have a lot of handbags. I have a lot of experience with bags, and I also have my own opinion when it comes to bags, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion. So, if you guys want me to talk more about this, let me know. Leave me a comment below. Maybe I'm looking at this all wrong, but I'm just sort of giving you guys my thoughts on timeless, elegant bags. If someone was to start their wardrobe all over again and they wanted timeless bags they could wear forever in any occasion, and they only needed like 5 bags in their whole life, you know, I would question whether you would get this. Another reason is it doesn't have a strap, so it is only handheld. I believe every single bag that I showed previously, they all have a top handle and they all have a shoulder strap, which I think makes them super versatile. So my pick is the Kelly over the Birkin, just purely from an aesthetic point of view, practical point of view, and a timeless point of view. You know, but that is just me. I hoped that you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments what you thought. Give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. It really helps the algorithm out. And subscribe to my channel. I do 2 videos a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and would love to have you as part of our community. You can also head to my Instagram. We can chat over there. I'm super prominent. I do giveaways, polls, and a hell of a lot more. So I hope to see you next time in my next video. Bye for now.